Good morning, guys. I want to talk about how stupidity isn't a big sin, but how it very quickly leads to like massive sins. I saw this video that I'm gonna play you, and okay, so somebody is giving a bunch of drinks, huge drinks, to a customer, right? And they spill everything. It's like they weren't paying attention or something. And the drinks, I think, were like American sized. There's like they're like oversized for the cup holders, I think. It seems like it. And there's this drink spillage, right? I saw this. And a lot of people saw this. Because that's what the internet is about. Like, you see a little event, and on the face of it is like, why would anybody even care about it? But everybody has a lot to say about these things. Because these little things, are what we as little people, are confronted in our daily lives. So we have to get them right. Like, what happened here? There are many comments, and this was probably the most controversial when the person who did the spilling was just called a moron. We are assuming it could be also the worker, but we're assuming that it's the person, the woman who did the spilling, was called a moron. Dumb, stupid. And then they were replied with, everybody does this. Haven't you ever made a little mistake, spilled something, dropped something, stuff like that? And it's like this appeal to the heart. It's not logical. It's not rational to say that. Somebody does some kind of a mistake, and then you're like, well, doesn't everybody? What? The initial comment was kind of correct. Like, this person, they did something stupid. I mean, that is the way you would express it. They were like careless. It's hard to tell from the video, but it seems like they were really not paying attention. They like barely reacted to the spilling, But it was very stupid what happened. And in more ways than just that this person made the mistake, it's also the worker who should have warned, be careful, these are massive drinks, or something like that. And the people who bought and ordered those cups and cup holder, maybe they made a mistake, maybe that's pretty dumb. So there is plenty of stupid to go around. And that doesn't really get explored if you're just turning something like this observation pretty much. I guess it's an accusation. Like I said, he did it poorly. But if you turn it against them, haven't you ever done a mistake like this? And it's appeal to the heart. I think this is a little bit subtle. But that's what's corrupt about it. Because if I made a mistake like that and somebody said, oh, that's dumb, or you're stupid for doing that, I would tend to agree with them. Yeah, I made a mistake, a little mistake. But in this world where things like pride and ego and arrogance and the sense of self-importance is so inflated, right? Being called stupid is like a massive slight that you have to defend. And that's what I mean. It's like an appeal to the heart that is deceived, that is doing the deceiving. Because the person who said it, haven't you ever made a mistake like this? It's like you're not even supposed to, point out that somebody made a mistake. Because that hurts our feelings, because that's where our heart is. Our sense of self-importance. We can't be seen as being stupid. We beat ourselves up when we make a small mistake. Like a dumb mistake. And that leads to this event where you're not taking accountability for the thing that's a small thing and it becomes something massive. You know? Like the person who did the spilling, if they're in the same boat as the person who is defending them, in that spirit, they can like blame the person, the worker who now has to do the cleanup. They can say, you know, this stuff you gave me, there was something wrong with it. Like the cups were too big for this holder or something like that. Like, give me new ones. And now there's like this, it like gets, what's the saying? You're making a mountain out of an anthill, right? It's like becomes inflated and inflated. Something that's just a little, like this technical error, a mistake that you made in the world. It can become something huge, like even lead to fights, you know, people being fired. Being stupid is not a big sin before God. It's a mistake, it's an error that you have to own up to, but anybody who's half decent will try to help you when it comes to, you know, mending your ways when it comes to like little mistakes like that. They can teach you. They can tell you something that's helpful, like, you know, pay attention. What's going on? We'll order new cup holders. Yeah, this is like a common problem. Like all of this can happen if people are willing to admit that dumb things happen and sometimes we are the thing that is doing these dumb things. But because of sins, like real sins, like pride and self-importance and self-glorification, all these things, problems get buried and something worse is instead. And you can even have people who are misguided by this whole thing, making these little appeals to the heart, like, haven't you ever done a mistake like that? Like, why are you even saying that? That's not the proper response to somebody who calls another person dumb for having done something dumb. But it makes sense that in this world, where people are so full of themselves, you know, being called stupid or being revealed to be dumb or having made a mistake, that's like a huge problem. But that's not so before God, it's so before the world. I think these are interesting things to talk about in the world. But you have to get them right. You can't get it mixed up. Like so often, I feel like somebody who's just immoral, like unethical, like evil, looking for themselves, you know, without compassion for other people, hurting other people, they get like called dumb. Like that's the most important thing about them. Oh, they did something dumb and they got caught. Yeah, that's so stupid. As if the real evil that was exposed isn't the thing that you're supposed to point out and condemn. No, it was their intelligence. Like, we want our criminals to be so smooth that they get away with it, yeah. It's like you're building up. You're like, your values are so corrupt and that's what you're speaking out into the world. You don't understand what is just a minor mistake, being a dumbass, versus somebody who's like, has a corrupt heart. Because you never own up to your own stupid mistakes, because that wounds your ego and things like that. I understand that, like, I should always own up to what I'm doing. Like, that's how you leave a little marker. That's how you remember that, oh, there was a mistake that I did about this, and next time I won't do it. In fact, if I see somebody else do it, maybe I have like the ability to guide them, help them, you know? I don't know, what do you guys think? I think it was worth making this video. There's something like really interesting about it and something that's like touches many people. There are so many systems in the world that are set up in such a way that you're never supposed to own up to any mistake you do. Like legal systems, like where justice is supposed to be figured out if you admit fault. Oh, I made a little mistake there. Or maybe I made a big mistake. If you own up to it and that comes to light, you will get punished for it. Like what a false righteousness that is, really. A lot of the time. Like I said, you have to look deeper. You have to look at the spirit of things. Are they careless? Don't they care about what they're doing? If they're doing something like important, like flying planes or doctor stuff, medical stuff, you can't go to work, high. That's something that I did. But all I did was I had a big hose that I cleaned a meat factory with. It didn't matter if I was high or not. I just listened to audiobooks and podcasts, and I was high when I did the job, and it was fine. Nobody ever... I never made any mistake. Like, the only one I was, I guess, endangering was myself if I sleep or something. But they were aware of all kinds of sleeping incidents. There were railings, and the equipment was pretty good, stuff like that. So it was very, very unlikely that I was gonna do something dumb like that. But yeah, you can be smart when you do things that the world considers stupid, for example. Anyway, I just want to talk about this. There's a fancy Orthodox church behind me. I'm in Tampere. The weather is looking like it's gonna rain again, but this was a nice moment.